Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nadia, NPM 2341202 from class AQT 23A. In this video, I will explain the concept of decision making in the course of decision making theory. Decision making is a fundamental process that occurs in both individual and organizational contexts. In simple terms, decision-making can be defined as the process of selecting the best alternative from several available options in order to solve a problem or achieve a specific goal. Every day, individuals and managers are faced with various situations that require decisions, ranging from simple choice to complex strategic decisions that can affect long-term outcomes. However, understanding the concept of decision making is very important, especially in the field of business and management. The decision-making process generally begins with problem identification. At this stage, decision maker must be able to clearly recognize and define the problem that needs to be solved. Without a clear understanding of the problem, the decision taken might not be appropriate. After identifying the problem, the next step is gathering relevant information. This information can come from internal sources such as company reports or external sources such as market trends and competitor analysis. Accurate and sufficient information will help decision makers in evaluating possible alternatives. The next step is developing alternative solutions. In this phase, the decision maker generates several possible actions that can be taken to address the problem. It is important to consider as many alternatives as possible to ensure that the best option is not overlooked. After that, each alternative is evaluated based on certain criteria, such as cost, benefit, risk, and feasibility. This evaluation helps in comparing the advantages and disadvantages of each option. Once the evaluation is complete, the decision maker selects the best alternative. This is the core of the decision-making process, where one option is chosen as the most appropriate solution. However, decision-making does not stop here. The selected decision must then be implemented effectively. Implementation involves first putting the chosen alternative into action and ensuring that all necessary resources are available. The final stage is evaluation and feedback. In this stage, the outcome of decision are assessed to determine whether the problem has been successfully resolved. If the results are not satisfactory, adjustment or new decision may be required. This shows that decision making is not a one-time activity but a continuous process. In decision-making theory, there are several approaches that explain how decisions are made. One of them is the rational decision-making model, which assumes that decision makers are fully rational, have complete information, and aim to maximize outcomes. However, in reality, this model is often difficult to apply because of limitation in information, time, and human cognitive ability. This leads to the concept of bounded rationality introduced by Herbert Simon, which stated that individuals make decisions within the limits of the information they have and their ability to process it. As a result, people tend to choose a satisfactory solution rather than the optimal one. Another important concept is intuitive decision making, where decisions are based on experience, instinct, and judgment rather than systematic analysis. This type of decision making is often used in situations that require quick response or when data is limited. Both rational and intuitive approaches have their own advantage and can be used depending on the situation. In addition, decision making can also be influenced by various factors such as psychological biases, organizational culture, time pressure, and uncertainty. For example, biases like overconfidence or encouraging can lead to poor decisions if not properly managed. Therefore, decision maker needs to be aware of these factors to improve the quality of their decision. In conclusion, decision making is a crucial process that involves identifying problems, gathering information, developing alternatives, evaluating options, making choices, implementing decisions, and evaluating outcomes. Understanding this concept helps individuals and organizations make better and more effective decisions. As students, especially in the field of accounting and management, mastering decision-making theory is essential because it will be highly relevant in our future careers. Okay guys, thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.